everyone and welcome back to the 100 Movies Bucket List series here on CM42 TV with me, Christopher Moffat, my journey through the 100 Movies Bucket List poster, talking about each film on the list, and we're here for movie number 5. We've come this far, can you believe it? So many more to go. No, I said that in a negative way. This is a great thing, really enjoying going out of my way to watch these classic films again. Still trying to figure out the structure of how I'm watching the films. Do I leave my favourites to the last ones? Do I rewatch recent ones now? I don't know. I'm kind of working it out as we go, but it's fine because this particular film, I didn't even realise was on the list. That's happened twice now, but that's good. That's a good thing. I didn't realise it was on the list because I was watching it for another cause. I was watching it because of the time of the year and also in anticipation of seeing a brand new film. That's right, this edition, you all know, don't know why I'm holding off, we're going to talk about Halloween, the 1978 classic John Carpenter film that everybody raves about, and this is, the reason I watched this was just because, it was Halloween time, I was trying to watch at least one scary movie this year. Last year I did the horror movie month thing and it was alright, but I don't know, it was like another aspect of that, which I talk about soon, by the way, because I have another video coming up soon where I talk about the new Halloween film. I was lucky enough to catch it at the cinema, had an interesting experience, which I'll let you watch that video to find out my experience. That one isn't obviously part of this series because the new film isn't on the poster. However, that one's more about the experience, that's more about the journey of being there rather than the film itself. So that's quite an interesting video. It is my review of the new Halloween film and it should be up sometime soon after this one. In anticipation of seeing the new one, I wanted to watch the original and I thought, well, that's good, I've never seen it before. And then I checked the list and it was on there. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. I do not condone killing birds, but that's just the saying. So really my opinion on this film is really like, I don't really have a set opinion. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as if I really, really loved it or I really, really hated it. I was somewhere in the middle. Like, I'm not a horror movie guy. I don't like scary films. I don't think that... It's not that I don't like being scared. I just don't think they're good films. Everybody's saying, my favourite genre is horror and all that nonsense, which is a lot of pish. Because that can't be true because most horror films are rubbish. When I go to see one, I hope it's good, but my expectations are lowered. So when I saw the new one, I was expecting a lot less and got a lot more. This one, because it's so iconic and because it's, it's 1978, it's a 70s horror film, the peak and the prime of horror films like the 70s and the 80s and that sort of thing. And plus Michael Myers is so iconic and it's a John Carpenter film. This is going to be great. It was alright, do you know what I mean? It is that typical sort of dated early 80s, late 70s, that sort of time period horror film. At the time, obviously I'm much younger, so I don't have to, I have to kind of put my own mind frame and put myself in that situation. How would I have felt about this film back in 1978? And I like that. I like looking back at these classic films and thinking, what would I have thought in that situation? That's why I love the first Star Wars film, because it's like it just changed cinema, Just what were folk thinking? A mere, 1 year earlier than this film, but still, Star Wars is a bit more extreme than Halloween. In terms of things I liked, the soundtrack, the tune, the theme music is, iconic. You hear it everywhere, and it is rightfully so that popular because it is so good. It gives you those chills, it gives you those goosebumps, it makes you well aware that something's going down, and that's a good thing. You need things that are so memorable that even in, you need some things that hold up, and I think, the kills kind of hold up. I actually think Jamie Lee Curtis is really good in this film. A lot of the acting is really, 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 really dodgy. Very 70s and 80s, which is fine, because that's obviously the time the film came out, but it's funny looking back, I think the sort of creepy bits really hold up well, but the theme song holds up, even better, just because it's so iconic, The Michael Myers character is awesome. It's creepy, yeah, it's not too bad, you somewhat understand what's going on with him. Why everybody's scared of him, and it's like he just refuses to die sort of thing, which is kind of good because you want it to go on. There's some horror films you watch and you just want it to end, at least I want them to end anyway. And this one I wasn't too fussed about, which I think is a good thing for the film. So really that's all I have to say about it. It was good, it's dated, it really is. You can tell. You watch other older films and stuff, and you kind of take it with a pinch of salt. But as long as you go into an older film knowing it's an older film, you can't be too sort of fussed about it. You can't be too annoyed by the styles, because that's just the way it was. That's the way it's the way music was. It's the way TV was. It's the way wrestling was. When you watch a certain thing from a certain time period, you have to go in expecting the way it was, because you're going to be disappointed elsewhere. You're not going to go into a movie in 1978 with this budget, with this sort of writing and this directing, and expect 2018 style filmmaking. You know, it's just not going to happen. So that's something you need to take into account, and when you take that into account and you understand that, it's fine. So that's pretty much the whole summary of my experience with this film. It was fine. It was very 70s, it was very early 80s, it was very horror, not really my cup of tea. But again, you know, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched it, because not only did it help me a lot with seeing the new one, but also just because it's an iconic film. You know, you have to see Halloween at some point in your life, so I'm happy I did. So there you go, Halloween 1978 is film number 5 on the 100 Movies Bucket List poster and in the series. And I'd like to thank each and every single one of you for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves, go and enjoy more classic films, and check back here as I discuss them with all of you.